Radical changes to how work is done today is the introduction of organizational teams. You might ask, how are teams related to job design? Well, research has shown that working in groups together strengthens employee commitment to the organization, to the organizational goals. It increases employee acceptance of corporate decisions and encourages a cooperative approach to workplace tasks. All of these things make people more productive when they're working in teams and makes them happier, which those are the two common elements of job design. So this is an appropriate point for us to talk a little bit about working in teams. There are 5 key reasons as to why organizations use teams and groups at work. The first is we are very social beings, and we have an intrinsic need to connect with other people and to belong. And working together as part of a team or group helps satisfy this need that we all have. The second thing is you've probably heard the saying, many hands make light work. Working together as part of a team or group helps increase productivity. More people can get a greater amount of work done than one person by themselves. The third thing is it increases employee collaboration. So that synergy of working together helps when we're bonded together as part of a team. Synergy that we're going to talk a little bit more about in just a few minutes is that sizzle that keeps us together. And last but not least, it strengthens our commitment to our organization and to our organizational goals. So these are 5 fantastic reasons for using organizational teams and groups. We also use teams because most of the time, the whole is more than the sum of the parts. Two of the most common types of collaboration that we're going to explore are employee involvement groups and employee teams. So employee involvement groups, or EIs, are groups of employees, and we're typically talking about 5 to 10 staff who do related work, who meet and resolve problems or offer suggestions for organizational improvement. We also sometimes call these quality circles. These involve staff in the larger goals of the organization by using their suggestions for cutting costs or improving processes and products. A diagram that just talks about this process where groups brainstorm ideas, they prepare recommendations, managers evaluate the ideas, sometimes those recommendations are implemented, and the group members are rewarded for this. So you'll notice this sounds very task focused, and it is. This is pulling people together basically to brainstorm ideas and put together recommendations. Successful EI groups require a few things for them to be successful. The first thing is some comprehensive training for the group members so they all understand the rules. Why are they being put together? And for instance, even the rules around brainstorming, that there are no bad ideas, that there's recognition of the group's contribution, that there's continued input and encouragement by management for them to be able to gather and put together their ideas. And there's what we call use of participative or democratic leadership styles. So we don't want one person managing this group. We want everyone to be participating equally in it. The second thing is employee teams. These are definitely part of our current business landscape today. And these are an outgrowth of employee involvement and empowerment that we talked about earlier. Work functions today are very often structured for groups and teams rather than just for individuals. So jobs are often structured to be completed by larger teams of people. What is a team? Well, if you've ever been part of one, it's a group of individuals who are working towards a common purpose. Members have complementary skills, so not all the same skills in a team, but their skills should complement each other. Their work is somewhat mutually dependent on each other, so you need every member of the team. An effective team, the members have discretion over the work that they perform. For example, they have their own individual work assignments, their own process improvements, and they know how to perform those jobs well. And the idea is that the workers and not the managers are the key to improving workplace performance. So what is synergy? I've danced around synergy a few times already. So what do I mean when we say that teams provide synergy? It's the interaction of the team members, the knowledge, skills, and abilities to produce results which are greater than the sum of their individual effort. And what team behaviors produce synergy? Well, first of all, support. All team members need to feel that they are included and that they contribute. Listening and clarification means that team members are able to discuss ideas, seek clarification, and then they can summarize those discussions. The third thing is disagreement. This should be seen as a natural part of team behavior. And when there is disagreement, comments should focus on issues rather than being on personal. The fourth thing is consensus. This can be challenging, but decisions need to be reached by consensus, which means everyone agrees on the decision. The last two are acceptance. Everyone has to feel valued, and the last is quality in that each team member is striving for excellence. So these 6 things produce synergy within a team. I'm not going to go through the forms of employee teams, although you'll notice from your textbook that your textbook goes through a number of different teams, things like cross-functional, project, self-directed, task force, and process improvement teams. The important thing to note here is that there are many different forms of employee teams today in the workplace. So in your experience, what makes a team successful? There are a number of specific characteristics of successful teams that we know through study of them in the workplace. A commitment to shared goals and objectives is key. We also need to have motivated and energetic team members who have open and honest communication with each other. Shared leadership is important, along with a clear role assignment, so everyone knows what they need to do. A climate of cooperation, collaboration, trust, and holding each other accountable is critical. And last but never least is the recognition that conflict is positive, and through conflict we get to positive resolution. There are lots of benefits from an employment perspective to having teams in the workplace. First of all, we get an increased integration of individual skills. What do we mean by that? Well, we hire people that have a variety of different skills, and by putting people together who have different skills, we get a team that has this good integration of a lot of different skills on it. We get better performance, both quality and quantity solutions to unique and complex problems by having people that have these different skill sets. Studies show that we can reduce delivery time, reduce turnover and absenteeism, and we increase the amount of accomplishments among team members. So people are more satisfied, and therefore our customers are more satisfied, which is one of the big benefits for employee teams.